A dusty gas station sat alone off an old highway in the Arizona desert. Its neon sign flickered weakly in the hot air. Maria Torres wiped sweat from her forehead as she filled up her old Toyota Corolla. She had just finished a long, double shift washing dishes at Gracie's Grill, the only diner in town, and the best one for miles. Her back hurt. Her hands were sore from hot water and grease, and all she could think about was a hot shower and some sleep. But that peace shattered with a loud, growling roar. 6 Harley motorcycles pulled in like a stampede, loud and threatening. The bikers jumped off, laughing and kicking up dust. They wore red patches that read Crimson Jackals, a local gang known for causing trouble in quiet towns. Maria kept her head down. She'd learned long ago not to make eye contact. Stay invisible. But tonight, that didn't work. "Hey, Chica," a rough voice called out. "Ain't you that dishwasher from Gracie's?" Maria took a deep breath, tightened the gas cap, and turned to face them. "Yes. Can I help you?" The man was thick, tattooed, and sneering. "Help me? Nah. Just surprised you act like you've got somewhere better to be." The others laughed. A tall, skinny one stepped up. "She's got attitude. Maybe she needs a lesson." Maria tensed. She glanced at the gas station clerk behind the glass. He pretended to be busy. He wasn't going to help. "Leave me alone," she said, trying to walk past them. A hand grabbed her shoulder. "Wrong move," the tattooed man said with a chuckle. "Come on, honey. Don't be shy. You can scrub my—" He didn't get to finish. Maria slammed her elbow into his ribs. He bent over in pain. She spun and kicked his knee, dropping him to the ground. Another one charged. Maria grabbed his wrist, twisted it, and smashed his head into his own motorcycle. A sickening crack rang out. The rest froze. This wasn't wild swinging. These were skilled, deadly moves. "Who the hell is she?" one muttered. Their leader stepped forward, a bald, giant man with a silver beard and a snake tattoo on his neck. He cracked his knuckles. "You just made a big mistake, girl." Maria stood her ground. "No, you did." Flashbacks raced through her mind. Afghanistan, Fort Bragg, night missions, broken bodies. Maria wasn't always a dishwasher. Before grease-stained aprons, she wore a military uniform. Delta Force, Tier 1 operator. Officially forgotten. But not untrained. 3 bikers rushed her. She sidestepped one, grabbed his vest, and flung him into the gas pump. Sparks flew. The next swung a chain. She ducked and slammed her palm into his chest. He fell, gasping. The third tried to tackle her. She rolled back, grabbed his arm, and flipped him over her shoulder. He hit the ground hard. The leader stared in disbelief as Maria walked toward him. "You're going to apologize," she said. "To me, and to every woman you've disrespected." He pulled the knife. Maria didn't flinch. As it swung, she caught his wrist, took the blade, and let it fall. He threw a punch. She ducked, drove her knee into his thigh, and struck his throat. He stumbled, choking. She tripped him, twisted his arm, and he hit the ground. "You done?" she asked. He nodded quickly. Behind her, the gas station clerk finally stepped outside, his phone shaking. "I called the sheriff," he said. The bikers scrambled to their feet, helping up their bruised leader. No one said a word. They got on their bikes and rode off, humiliated. Maria didn't wait. She finished pumping gas, got in her Corolla, and drove off into the desert night. Wind blew through her cracked window. The desert stretched out, wide and quiet. No one at the diner would believe what happened. She wouldn't tell them. She'd go back to scrubbing dishes and smiling. But if the Crimson Jackals ever returned, they'd remember the dishwasher who fought back. And next time, they might not be But Maria didn't drive home. She took the back loads through red canyons and cactus hills. The adrenaline faded, and a cold awareness set in. These weren't just drunk bikers. The jackals were connected to drugs, to dirty cops, to crime. What she did wasn't just a fight, it was a message, a challenge. She pulled over near an old radio tower. In silence, she reached under her seat and took out a dusty bag. Inside, a worn pistol, a knife, a military ID, and a single dog tag. Sergeant Maria Torres, Delta Force, unit disbanded, officially dead. A convenient ghost. She looked at the ID and whispered, "I told you I was done." But deep down she knew. Violence doesn't forget. The next morning, the diner was quiet. Gracie, the owner, stood outside smoking, her face pale. "You hear what happened?" she asked as Maria walked up. "No," Maria said carefully. "Someone torched Carla's truck, smashed the windows, spray-painted Jackal's Rule on the back wall. Cops say it's gang-related. Carla's a mess." Maria clenched her jaw. Carla was the youngest waitress, barely 19, sweet and innocent. "They see me here?" Maria asked. Gracie nodded. "Yeah, one of them came in last week. I think they're watching." Maria looked around. Across the street, a black SUV with tinted windows sat still. She walked inside, clocked in, and tied her apron. But her mind was already somewhere else. It was time to stop hiding. That night, Maria drove south, across state lines into Nogales, a place where border lights shined and shadows moved fast. In a dusty bar behind a closed pawn shop, she found him. Hector Monk Salazar, her old recon partner, now a smuggler, sometimes mercenary, always loyal. He looked up from his poker game and grinned. "Holy hell, the ghost walks. I need gear," Maria said, "and info." He stood, clapping her shoulder. "You picking a fight?" "They picked it," Monk whistled. "Then someone's gonna bleed." 3 nights later, Maria stood at the same gas station. Same time, but tonight she wasn't filling gas. She was waiting. At 1:12 a.m., the jackals returned. This time, 8 of them. Reinforcements. Their leader, still bruised from their last fight, stepped forward with a smug smile. "Didn't expect you'd show again, Dishwasher." Maria took a step forward. "Didn't expect you'd bring so many backups." "Gotta put a dog down, right?" he smirked. She smiled, and then floodlights snapped on. Monk's SUV screeched in. Doors flung open. 2 ex-Marines in tactical gear jumped out with silenced rifles. Another took position on the roof with a sniper scope. The jackals froze. "Drop your weapons," Maria ordered, "or I'll drop you." It wasn't a wild shootout. It was clean, precise. By the time the sheriff arrived, tipped off by an anonymous call, all 8 jackals were zip-tied face down. Their weapons sat in a pile on their truck. Maria was gone. All that was left behind was a patch. Delta Force C vis pacem, parabellum. If you want peace, prepare for war. Epilogue. Maria came back to Gracie's a week later. No one asked where she'd been. She didn't offer answers. The news said the Crimson Jackals broke apart from internal disputes. No one mentioned the real reason. The streets were quiet again. Maria went back to scrubbing plates and smiling politely. She was a dishwasher until she wasn't.